Hey, it's Glenn, and there's a lot going on in the world right now, and I'm going to touch on that a little bit, but what I want to do with this particular vlog episode is not talk about politics or anything like that. I have very specific things I want to cover, like I've come up with my theme for the year. I want to talk about the creative things I'm doing and show you a little bit of the results so far. Because, what I want to talk about is that I'm a mere 26 years into this year. It feels like it. I'm a mere 26 days into 2025, and I've already got so much going my way creatively and with publishing. And so I want to show you, because I'm not telling people my whole agenda until we get there, but there's places we're getting there. And so I want to talk about where we are right now as far as my plans for writing and publishing this year. But real quick, flip side of that coin and reality, I guess. We're a mere 6 days into the new presidential administration in the United States. And so much insane stuff has happened that I'm not getting into in this video that I can barely keep up with all of the things that are going on. So I just want to say, I am going to be standing up and speaking out as promised and using my author platform in all of its facets to do so, including this channel, including this vlog series, because history is the backdrop of my life. I may be trying to focus on other things, but history is still happening behind me, and I don't know how directly any given thing is going to impact my personal life. But this is where we are. I do want this vlog to be a valuable chronicle of a 21st century life. So I'm not going to ignore the 21st century as the saga unfolds all around me. So that said, not talking about it in this vlog, because later this week I'm going to be talking about it a lot. In tomorrow's I Can't Sleep video that I filmed last night, I'm going to talk about all of that. I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm really going to talk about it, if all goes according to plan, because I hate to announce things that haven't been recorded yet, but Matt and I are planning a couple of special episodes of our podcast, Autodidactica, as we go into season 2, that are specifically targeting certain things going on in the world. And the one that we are planning to record on Tuesday night that will hopefully go up on Thursday night of this week is, the tentative title in my head for this episode is Trumpster Fire, the Fascist Oligarchy Special. So I will be talking about these things. I will not be ignoring these things, but for this video, I just want to talk about my happy stuff. So that said, let's get on with it. So first of all, I'm kind of rebooting my brand in a way. Like, I'm polishing things up, getting things marketable and affordable. One of the things that has been an issue for the past several years, because, well, first of all, indie authors like myself had it really good when Kindle started up, when Kindle first started getting popular, the Amazon ebook reader, because we were able to offer affordable alternatives to the high-priced big publisher ebooks, pretty much. And my ebooks in particular, I saw a lot of success with those because people were finding an interesting story, and the book is 99 cents, you know, like, and meanwhile, the big publishers are pricing their ebooks as though they are print books, when there is, you know, you don't want to spend $25 on an ebook. There is no manufacturing cost involved. It's an insane markup. So we were doing really well, and you know, you have to adapt. It's like the technology is evolving so rapidly that we're constantly having to reinvent ourselves to keep up and stay competitive. So what happened there with ebooks is, you know, a lot of our sales dried up whenever they introduced Kindle Unlimited, which was basically Netflix for ebooks, where now if you just pay one flat fee, you can read all the books you want, and you don't have to pay anything for any of them. And then those previously highly competitive indie book prices were rendered irrelevant. And I kind of think that was the point, because big publishers didn't like us horning in on their territory. So yeah, that killed sales for so many people. So just so you're aware, my books are all available through Kindle Unlimited. And they are also priced, while not at 99 cents, because Kindle Unlimited greatly diminishes how much you, or it either greatly diminishes or greatly increases how much you make. And they don't even do it per person who looks at your book. They do it by pages read. So I only get paid per page read, and it's divided up among however many other people had pages read in a month. So I'll either get way more money because not as many books in general are being read, or I'll get way less money because I have to share it with everyone and lots of books are being read. It's ridiculous, but I am on Kindle Unlimited, so check me out. Check out all of my stuff if you are so inclined. And meanwhile, while my books aren't 99 cents anymore, I feel like if you want to buy a copy, which guarantees that I get a fair pay for my work, they are competitively priced. They aren't as expensive as big publisher books, but they're not 99 cents, because I have to make up the difference somewhere. And I hate business, I hate money, but you know, boys gotta eat. So that said, the other Amazon related issue, and you know, unfortunately it is all about Amazon. If you can't sell your books on Amazon, you're just, you know, you can't escape Amazon right now. So here's the other issue with hardbacks. I have 11 books out and that are available in hardback, and the distributors I go with, Amazon has forced them to force me and any author to put an exorbitantly fat price tag per unit on these hardback books so that Amazon.com can market as a deep discount down to a normal price and make you think you're getting a great deal. But, you know, and I've mentioned this before, the unfortunate truth is Amazon doesn't actually do that. They just, you know, the indie books come into their system with a humongous price tag, you know, like $40 for a 200-page indie, 200 or 300-page indie book. And, you know, and that kills our ability to compete with the bigger publishers, because our books are not only less widely known, they're obscenely expensive in print. So a lot of those things have effectively killed indie authors' abilities to succeed in the modern market. However, and unfortunately again, you can't escape Amazon.com. So now that it's kind of like I've found a way to make my hardbacks affordable and competitively so. You know, again, it's like what I said before, like with my ebooks, they're not dirt cheap, but they're not as expensive as a big publisher's book. My hardbacks are going to be reasonably priced. My first novel has just been re-released in a new hardback edition this month, Cry Wolf, Shadow of the Werewolf. Not my best novel, but definitely my first, and definitely near and dear to me. And you know, since an entire interconnected universe has sprung forth from the loins of this novel. You know, it's priced now at $24.99 rather than $40. It's in a case-bound hardback. What we've lost is the dust jacket, which, you know, I love dust jackets. I love the aesthetics of books. I enjoy formatting and designing layouts. Like, I don't know, I'm a weirdo, but I like publishing as much as I like writing. I just don't like the money and the business end of it. It's all part of an artistic presentation to me. Like formatting the book and the cover layout and the page layout is part of the creative process for me. But anyway, so hands are forced. If I want an affordable hardback, Amazon gets to be the printer and distributor, not the publisher. That's an option, but I'm not taking that option. Amazon gets to be the printer and distributor. I don't have a dust jacket, which means the cover art is just printed directly on the hardback. So, bright side, you can't lose the cover. You can't lose the dust jacket if it's not there. But it's a good thing. I may be bitching a little, but it is a good thing that I'm finding a way to get all of my books reissued in this format, this hardback format, so that you can reasonably afford to buy them, especially with the economy such as it is. I want to make things affordable for you, and I also would like to eat. So first out the gates is Cry Wolf, Shadow of the Werewolf, available right now on Amazon.com for $24.99. And of course, if you want to read the ebook, and the old trade paperback and pocket paperbacks are still available. It's the hardback is the thing that's been re-released. So you can get the Kindle ebook. I don't know what the price is on that one. I want to say it's $5 or $6. I didn't look it up before I started recording. But I want to say my novel ebooks are around $5 or $6. And some of them are cheaper because I do base it on the length to a degree. Like, I want to say the first book in the Legends of Nod, which is only a novelette in ebook, is only like $2 or $3. But because it's so short. Anyway, but a full-length novel, $5 or $6, and that's pretty much across the board. Anything that's, as long as it's novel length, like if it's 2,000 pages, it's not going to be more expensive as an ebook than if it's 300 pages. But anyway, that said, all of my 11 previously published books are going to be coming out over the course of this year in that more affordable hardback format. So that's a thing that's in motion. The other thing that I'm really excited about is, I think 2023 or 2024, I started a relaunch of my serial novel, The Chronicles of Nightfire, Texas. You know, one of the babies that sprang forth from the loins of Cry Wolf, Shadow of the Werewolf. One of the first ones. And I tried to relaunch it as just web fiction, where you could get on my website and read the chapter just right there on the page as it's released. And I'm re-releasing. Well, it didn't work. There were technical difficulties. And there's Kindle Vela, however you say it, that's an ebook or a serial novel platform, but their requirements were too creatively restrictive for me, so I tried to recreate it on my website because their chapters are required to be, for me, ridiculously short. And this is an already established series. I already have 15 chapters published. And they're in 2 arcs, they arc, so it's not like you've been left hanging too bad for the past 13 years since the chapter 15 was published, and they're also available in 2 collections, volume 1 and volume 2. But the idea was and is to re-release these chapters regularly over the course of this year, so that by the end of this year, all 15 chapters will be re-released as a PDF ebook on my website that you can read for free, and a pocket paperback that you can buy through a link on my website. And chapter 1 came out this month. It's already there. It is on my website. Chapter 1 of the Chronicles of Nightfire, Texas is kicking this whole thing off, and back to what the plan was and is. Once all 15 chapters that have already been published have been reissued in those 2 formats, we're going to push through 2026. The 3rd arc will begin, and you'll get 12 new chapters next year. And it's going to keep going because, I have a broad vision for this series. I know where it ends. I know how long it's intended to run. And no more interruptions. We're going to keep it going full steam ahead. So it's a good time to get invested in that series. And it's free on my website because I want something, and that's when I first launched this serial novel. The whole point was to have something that can keep readers involved and without keep them coming back to my website. It's kind of, while it is absolutely 100% a creative storytelling vision, it also serves as sort of a marketing thing for my website, advertising, like keeping readers coming back at least once a month to read the new chapter. Meanwhile, they will also see anything else that is new, anything going on with my writing and publishing career. They'll go to my website to get the new chapter. They'll see what new videos I've posted. They'll see new podcast stuff. They'll see any new novels that have been published. They'll have the release schedule that shows everything coming out. It's all there, and the new chapter will hopefully bring you back every time a new chapter comes out. The Chronicles of Nightfire, Texas did this very successfully during its initial run. I haven't checked the numbers on my website traffic at my author website in a very long time, but I did note, like, one of my most widely downloaded things ever, like compared to print and ebooks across the board that I've published over the years, was a chapter that life happened inadvertently. There was a very long wait for whatever number. I think it was number 11. It was chapter 11, Ray's Decision. After following chapter 10, The Many Burdens of Ray Dawn, I kept people waiting so long that when I finally posted chapter 11, huge numbers of people downloaded that chapter, which showed me a lot of things. It showed me that some people were sharing these things. Not everyone was coming directly to my website to read it. If that many people had been waiting for chapter 11 with bated breath. But I don't want to keep anyone waiting that long again, or especially, the 13 years between chapter 15 and chapter 16. But as I said, chapter 15 completed an arc. Chapter 16 will begin a new arc. But it is a gothic soap opera. It's set in the 1970s in a small Texas town. It's very weird. It's very, the way I would pitch it to Hollywood would be like, basically think of it like this. In tonight's episode of Knots Landing, Norman Lear meets Dracula. And that's really the spirit I try to present with the Chronicles of Nightfire, Texas. It's a soap opera. It's it's got vampires and ghosts and a very kind of dark shadows elements. It's like, but it's like a Knots Landing, or an old school primetime TV soap opera thing where it's over the top. Very human stories. It's full of very human stories. Hence the Norman Lear meets Dracula, in that we do deal with social issues and people struggling with the history they're living in or living through, much as we do today. So it's a very human story about monsters. Pretty much. It's about humans, but some humans are monsters, which is in fact, I think, a profound truth. So I hope you'll check it out. Chapter 1 is on my website right now. You can read it for free and or order the pocket paperback edition of Chapter 1. And the collections will be reissued as well in the new hardback format. So that's what's going on there. I've also launched something I've wanted to do forever. Like if you go to my website, you will have noticed that for many, many years there has been a page called Realms, and that's where you go to my interconnected literary universes that I work in, that I continually return to, with both new and continuing stories. But I've always wanted that, because it's kind of like I started out putting little articles on there, but during my youth ministry years there just wasn't time to maintain it. But as of now, this is my primary focus in life. So I'm finally doing, with the Realms section on my author website, exactly what I want to do. And we're going to be rolling out new features over the course of this year, especially over the next several months. So as of right now, there are 3 realms. There's the Nightfire realm, which things like Crywolf and the Chronicles of Nightfire Texas take place in, and Metronomes. That's the biggest one, is the Nightfire realm. There's the Realm of Nod, which is connected to the Nightfire realm, but it's kind of an Oz-like, anything goes fantasy universe that the Legends of Nod takes place in. And then there's the Unexpected realm, where so far I've got 2 short stories. In my mind, a lot more of the fiction that I've already published takes place in that realm, but I'm not making that official until it organically proves itself in my writing. When characters cross over or reference each other without it being forced, then those stories will be added to the Unexpected realm. And it's 2 short stories, An Unexpected Snow and the sequel, which is called In Wine Lies the Truth, take place in the Unexpected realm. And it's kind of it's a very cartoony, silly kind of reality. That, it has depth. It's me. I'm writing it. But it's a very cartoony and silly reality, which makes it incompatible with the Nightfire realm, which is far more, though yes, there are vampires, werewolves, ghosts, and demons and gnomes galore in that reality. It's still more grounded in a familiar kind of reality that you could, suspension of disbelief, works for accepting the Nightfire realm, but the Unexpected realm is a cartoon. So that's why it's a separate reality. But those 3 realms are up there, and they've all been kind of reduced over the years to nothing more than just a timeline of the published story. So what I'm doing right now, and what has just happened this month, this past week actually, with the Nightfire realm, is I've expanded it to include character spotlights. And that's another new feature on my website that I've wanted to do for years. And it kicked off with a Nightfire realm character. So there is a character spotlight on the menu at the top of the page of the home page, which will have characters from all the realms. As I, every month I'm going to do a new character spotlight. I'm working on February's right now, which is a Nod realm character. But in the Nightfire realm, in all the realms, there's going to be a link to their specific character spotlights. And there's instead of it just being a timeline, there's a link to that timeline that's been up there forever for the not blah, 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 for the Nightfire realm. But I'm going to be adding even more features. It's going to be much more of an interactive world building platform for my interconnected stories, where you'll be able to more easily immerse yourself in these realms as you read them, and refresh your memory on certain things. But again, I'm not going to tell you all of the other features I'm putting on until we're there. But I think the next 3 months, I'll tell you that the next 3 months were basically, or this month, February and March. February we're giving Nod a character spotlight. March we're giving the Unexpected Realm a character spotlight, and that's going to be on a rotation, so they'll all get updates there. But then April, one of the realms is getting another new feature. So it's fun stuff to keep y'all not only coming back to my author website, but also to help you navigate these worlds that I write in, and swim in them, if you will, and be entertained, have fun. God knows we all need escapism these days. Escape into my worlds. Let me help you do that. There's not like a membership fee or anything to have fun in the realms at glensladeclarkjr.com. So all of those things are moving forward. I'm gonna show you real quick before I wrap up this vlog, because I feel like I've pretty much told you everything I wanted to show you. So let me show you. Okay, so here I am, real tiny in the corner, and we're looking down at my author website, glensladeclarkjr.com. You can see, the newest short stories are up here. Just you can see the latest stuff basically. If you're coming to this website, you see the latest things I've published are a short story called The Theomorph, a short story called Metronome's Deathmatch. You see, and I hope this isn't making you seasick, our latest Autodidactica short, which is a new series we've started over on the Autodidactica YouTube channel. Here's our first character spotlight, Luke Steven Anderson. My latest vlog, latest episode of Autodidactica in both YouTube and podcast form. New edition of Cry Wolf, Shadow of the Werewolf. New edition of the Chronicles of Nightfire, Texas, Chapter 1, Homecoming. My author blogs, my author Facebook fan page, which I am going to start actually interacting with again. It's been a dry spell. But anyway, I wanted to show you. Oh, and here's the release schedule. I've given y'all a tour before, and this shows you all the stuff that's ready to go. Like I used to put things up as tentative release dates, but I have learned over the years that things happen and things get delayed. So now I don't put anything on here until it's already done. Like all of these videos you see that are listed are already filmed, edited, and uploaded and scheduled. Like YouTube is going to be dropping these at 2 a.m. on the dates listed. Um, and if you go down to the bottom, you see additional things that are going to be released that we're working on getting. These are things that have been promised that will be coming, and it gives you, these are more tentative. because it tells you what year they're supposed to come out. And I mean, there's Dario Young and the French Fried Werewolf from Hell. We're still waiting on cover art, finished cover art, because you can see the proposed cover art, the concept that we bought. Um, but it's written, it's otherwise ready to go. Legends of Nod Book 6 should be coming out this year. We don't have a specific date. So things like that. There's The Thing in the Attic is the new novel that's coming out hopefully in March, but I haven't put it on the official specific date website yet because it's not 100% on Amazon.com and scheduled to drop. So you've got the release schedule, new releases, just shows you everything that's come out within the past 12 months, novels and collections, serial novels, um, short fiction and other writings. And the character spotlight, see, it's like this. It'll be laid out like this. You'll have this month's spotlight, and over here or down here, as they start coming out more, you'll have all of them listed. I think probably in alphabetical order. But we're going to have a page like this right now on the Nightfire Realm. It links to this page, but there's going to be a specific Nightfire Realm character spotlights page that, because, next month is going to be Nod, and that won't be on the Nightfire Realm one. You'll just see Luke there. And, we'll add more Nightfire characters to the spotlights. So let's look at the realms, the newly rebooted. Well, I'll show you one of the older ones. Like here's the Realm of Nod has not been revamped yet. That's coming in February. So this is what it was kind of reduced to. Instead of having cool interactive features, it's been just a timeline. You can see the year, which, in the Legends of Nod, so far all 5 books take place in the same year. And you don't really need to know the sequence because they're numbered 1 through 5. Um, a better example might be here, The Unexpected Realm, because there's only 2 stories, and you wouldn't necessarily know what year these stories take place in without this timeline. But right, so let's compare those to this. The Nightfire Realm has been expanded. So over here it shows you the latest release from the Nightfire Realm, which is Metronome's Deathmatch. And down here it shows you new editions of previously published episodes in the universe and then publications. This gives you a list of everything published within this continuity. So here are all of the books that take place in this continuity. The Great Debate has one story that isn't in the Nightfire continuity, The Rainbow Colored Sheep, but the other 3 stories are. Um, Here's all the ebook original short fiction that's been published in this continuity, and they're in publication order here. This isn't timeline order. This is the order in which they were released. And here you have the serial fiction. Like you have listed all 15 chapters of the Chronicles of Nightfire, Texas, but every one of these links currently takes you, like I'll show you chapter 15. That's exactly where you'll go if you click chapter 1, because they're going to start being listed, on here. It says new editions coming. Watch the space for details, kids. Um, so as they are re-released, they'll be added here on this page. And we've got the story chronology, which is what all that there used to be. It's still there. The story chronology, which tells you, even flashbacks, like where they take place in relation to all the rest of the narrative. Like this is 1012 is an illustration in Metronome's The Shaman's Apprentice that shows you a scene from the year 1012. And this flashback from the Ghost in the Olive Grove takes place in 1701. It tells you where every piece of the narrative fits on the timeline. Just for your edification, just to help you navigate the story as you go through it. And it's not a hard story. It's like broken up. We'll get to that in later months. Um, and then, character spotlights, like I said, takes you right to that page. And this is what they look like. Here you go. Luke Steven Anderson, it tells you the realm he's a character in, tells you his date of birth, like gives you like all of these quick facts, and then it gives you like a bio, like everything he's done and been in a chronological narrative of his life, like his little biography and all his quick facts, and there are footnotes about some things that are coming out. Um like this footnote, the first footnote, the story of Luke and Jasper's first case will be chronicled in the forthcoming novel, The Thing in the Attic, an Anderson Brothers paranormal investigation. And that's there because, things like this, by their nature, become quickly outdated as the character does more things. But these are things that are coming out this year. And then, down at the end, we have another footnote. Luke Anderson's story will continue in the forthcoming ebook original novelette, Dario Young and the French Fried Werewolf from Hell. So that's what those character spotlights look like. Um, and it's a quick reference if you're getting into the world. But that's, right now, that's where we're at. And we're gonna add more here as we go through, as this year progresses. All of the realms are going to have a lot more features, and I'm really excited about that. Okay, so all of that said, that brings me to my chosen theme for 2025. And again, I stole this from a YouTuber and I don't remember who it was. Just kind of going down a YouTube rabbit hole, and someone was talking about instead of doing New Year's resolutions, I do New Year's themes. I love the idea, and I would love to give credit to the person I ripped this off from. So I figure as long as I'm not taking full credit myself for the concept, I'm not going straight to hell anyway. But if anyone does know who that was, please let me know so I can give credit where it's due. But yeah, the because you set a New Year's resolution or 10. It's like you either accomplish it or you fail to accomplish it. You set a theme, you're on a journey. You're getting closer to that goal, like a goal than you were when you started. Your theme is something you're going to be working on, focusing on. It's not a specific accomplishment. So, my theme for 2025 is world building because, in the literal writing, storytelling, publishing sense of the term world building, I'm going to be doing a whole lot of that. Lots of new things coming out in the worlds I love to play in. But in addition to that, I'm doing the same thing with my life. This is a year where I'm in a dramatically transitional place, and I'm building the world I want to live in. I'm building this character, the who I want to be in this world. I'm fighting the good fight and carving out my place. I'm doing all of the things I want to be. I'm taming the world that I live in. I'm taming my little corner of the world. So, there's a lot of things I want to do. Like, I'm getting my finances sorted. Like, everything's on track. Everything's going well. There's other things, like the past several months, I haven't really been able to work out. I'm going to try to get back on that, just recreate myself, like get back on track with the man I need to be in order to be spiritually fulfilled. So I'm going to be building out the worlds that I play in with fiction, and I'm going to be building the world that I live in this level of reality. And so, yeah, that's an all-encompassing theme, world building, and that's what I'm going to be doing. And when we get to the end of the year, we will see how different the world looks on all of those fronts. So I'm really excited about world building, and I'm really excited about sharing that journey with you here on the YouTube. So I don't feel like I need to send my little author website thing across the screen, because we've just been hanging out there. That's my house, that's my place, that's where I live right now at glensladeclarkjr.com. Come on over, let's hang out and have some fun with imaginary friends who are very real to me. And hopefully, world building, they'll be very real to you as well. But it's an author YouTube channel, but I also do other strange things on this channel. Like tomorrow, come on back for my newest I Can't Sleep video. On Thursday, on another YouTube channel, I have my podcast with Matt Paul called Autodidactica, and hopefully we'll have the new episode up, Trumpster Fire, the Fascist Oligarchy Special. And I hope you'll check that out, because we're going to have a lot to talk about. So much that I don't even know how we're going to talk about it yet. I'm going to have to really structure my thoughts before we get there. But yeah, meanwhile, if you are so kind and so inclined, please do like and subscribe if you want to follow my journey as a writer and as a human living in the 21st century. I will greatly appreciate it. I like to feel like I'm being heard and seen and not just screaming into the void. And yeah, I'm going to call that a vlog, and I'll talk to y'all next time.